Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. I'm with Oculus Rift Reviews, now with Windows Mixed Reality as well. Today we're going to review and play Sleeping Dawn VR, a game on the Steam store for the HTC Vive, Valve Index, and the Oculus Rift. This game normally retails for $8. I actually bought it during the Steam Winter Sale 2018 for a little under $3. And I can confirm that Windows Mixed Reality does work with this game. However, I didn't like the button mapping on Windows Mixed Reality. I preferred the Oculus Rift touch controllers to play this game. I found it just a little bit too cumbersome to play with Windows Mixed Reality, so beware of that if you're on Windows Mixed Reality. You may want to pass on this game just due to the way the controllers are configured. This is basically a horror maze type game. I think it's meant to be played online co-op with a group of friends, and I think that's really the best way to play this game. Unfortunately, I don't have a group of friends with VR to play online with, but I did play it single player. You can play it solo. Basically, you have 4 different tools that you can use, and you have to use them in a certain fashion, in certain situations. You have a flashlight, you have a bag of stones, you have a piece of chalk, and you have a stick. And there are several different types of enemies. With one type of enemy, for example, the shadow enemy, you have to point your flashlight at it to make it go away. There's like a little type of enemy that you use your stick and you just hit that enemy and it goes away. There's a witch where she goes and walks around and you just have to stare at her enough before she goes away and not move. I did experience a bug with that witch, however. It seems like it does work sort of, but if you get too close, even staring at her doesn't work and she just stays there. And you're going to see that towards the end of my video where I'm staring at her but she will not leave. I think that's a bug, but I'm not sure. Maybe I was too close already. Either way, it's kind of annoying that you're staring at her and it just stays frozen there. Nothing happens. You can stare at her forever, seemingly, and nothing will happen. So it's annoying either way. It probably is a bug. There's full locomotion and snap turning. You can also crouch in real life to go slower, make less noise. I found that crouching wasn't really necessary. I didn't see a situation where that was useful. As far as using the chalk, you can mark dead ends. You can definitely mark every single little passageway with a chalk, but the problem is there's so little time, and the maze is pretty big. With everything you have to do, if you mark every little single passage, you're probably going to take too long. I played this game for over an hour, almost an hour and a half, and by the time I was getting near that hour, I kind of wanted to stop playing because I really wasn't having fun with this game. And what I found was it just was taking too long. So a lot of times it was just the lack of enough time, because the levers are difficult to find. You have to find enough levers till you finally open the exit. I think you have to find 3 levers if I'm not mistaken. Maybe on easy it's less, but whatever the case is, I've only found 1 lever at the most, so I haven't been very good at finding those levers. But it just seems like the maze is a little too big, and there's just random bad luck you can run into. And you'll actually see that in this game where I was doing fine, but then I ran into 3 enemies within a small area, and that was basically impossible for me to get around. And you'll see that I basically run into 2 different witches and then a giant enemy at the same time, and I just had to start running. You cannot run all over the map because you do have limited stamina, so you don't want to be running all over. And once enemies do find you, that's probably your best defense if it's more than 1. Now, if it's just 1, you can probably take care of it with a strategy. Like I said, this one used the flashlight. Was the witch stare at her? Was the big guy make him dodge 3 times? I think you saw that in the beginning of my video where that big guy that was kicking or whatever, he just basically just run. He kicks, he gets close to you, he kicks, you run again, avoid that kick, let him get close. He's about to kick, run again, misses, run again, he misses, and then he goes away after missing 3 times. So once you get used to the enemies, they're really not that difficult, but you can still run into bad luck, a bad RNG, where run into multiple enemies, or you just can't find a lever because the spawn points for the levers are just too far away. And it seems like it's the wizard that's always guarding the levers, so you have to find a way to get around him. And I don't know, I just found the gameplay tedious. I didn't really find it to be horror. I wasn't really scared at any point. And I just found the overall gameplay to be a little too clunky. The 4 items on your tool belt, each of the items just wasn't smooth or polished to use. The fact that you don't have smooth turning. The fact that it's just way too dark, and you really can't appreciate the visuals or really be scared when it's just too dark. You can't see anything. I'm not sure if you're supposed to use the flashlight all over, but I don't think you're supposed to use the flashlight all over the place. And as you can see here, I just got unlucky. I just got bad luck. I got 3 different enemies. I was trying to run away, but even here, like I said, you run out of stamina, and with 3 enemies, it was just impossible to get away from all 3 of them by running away. So overall, I'll give this game a 5 out of 10, and really, I'm only recommending this if you have a group of friends who like horror, and you want to play something with them, and you find this on sale. That's the only way I really recommend this game. So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. For single player play, I'd say this is a pass. Do not buy. I'm Fast Lawyer. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.